Hello, and welcome. And happy new moon in Leo, everybody. We're going to wait a few minutes to see who's going to hop on. And while we're doing that, I'm going to welcome everybody who is watching the replay. This video is going to be not only on the new moon in Leo and covering some of these energies, but we're also going to talk about the energies of Virgo season, because I'm not sure when I'm going to have time to hop on between now and then. And I wanted to make sure that we get the rundown of those energies. And what I'm probably going to do is when I do get another chance to hop on, I'm just going to dig more deeply into the energies and we're going to pull more cards. We may or may not get to pulling cards today. We may just be talking about these energies and just doing a check-in here. Hello, Stanley. Welcome, brother. It's so great to see you. Everybody, as you arrive, go ahead and stop into the chat and let us know that you're here. Yes, August 16, 2023, as I am recording this in my little corner of the world. 8162023. Hello, Galactic Elf. Oh, there's been so much energy coming through surrounding Hawaii and the importance of Hawaii as one of these beautiful epicenters of energy, as a place that connects to the heart chakra of the world, and one of the major Lemurian posts, if you will. There was one of the last standing sections of Lemuria that is still above sea level and populated there, and there's just such magical energy. And one thing that Rising Phoenix Aurora, for those of you who aren't familiar, she is a teacher of mine that I learned some of the new modalities that I practice and that I'm sharing with and offering to all of you. I learned them from her. She has her own YouTube channel, very powerful things that she shares. And she was talking about the infringements recently in one of her Rumble videos. She places all of her sensitive content that's not allowed on YouTube on Rumble. And it was about some of the dark experiments and the different things that they're doing right now in Hawaii in order to lower the frequency and the energy there and to affect the heart chakra of the planet. And so sending healing energy to Hawaii right now, very, very important. Just take a few moments out of your day to send that energy to Hawaii, to the land itself, as well as, of course, all the people there. And you, as the boots on the ground there, Galactic Elf, really, it's people like you, people who hold this frequency are so important right now. I'm really anchoring those higher vibrational frequencies into her and being there physically to support her. And all of these high vibrational places that are being targeted, we know it's not going to work. We know that these energies, these forces, and if you want to learn more about them and who they are, check out the AI Inverted Matrix live stream that I did, what's really going on here. They're not going to win, right? But they try everything they can because they are sore losers. So we got to just keep sending that love light, remembering to when we're saying it, to not separate the light and the love, to make them one and the same love light, because not all things that are of light are also of love. And so keeping that and that energy, that frequency together, the love light, sending the love light where it is needed to these beautiful locations, these beautiful places, these beautiful heart chakras of this planet. And for those of you who haven't seen the aura hypnosis past life regression session that I posted the other day, there's some powerful information in there as well, as far as how we can positively polarize negative technology, how we can help to return the natural resources to the planets that have been pillaged by the archons. And like I said, if you want to know more about who the archons are, check out the what is really going on here, AI Inverted Matrix live stream that we did. Big stuff that came through in that hypnosis session. So I highly recommend that you guys check it out if you have not yet. All right, let's see. What else do we need to talk about here? I think I just want to welcome everybody. But yes, my beautiful friend Nikki, in that session, in the hypnosis session that was shared, she is such a beautiful bright light herself, and it was such an honor and a privilege to be present with her in that way and to discover those messages. All right, Vita, welcome, beautiful. Fox Finds, welcome. Sarah, hello, beautiful Sarah Diane. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of Hawaii and everybody there. And of course, we know that Hawaii is one of many places being targeted with fire right now as well. Maui really going through it as far as that's concerned. And those fires are not accidental either. All right. So that area, that sector of the world, connecting in and linking into the heart chakra of the planet, really under fire right now, quite literally. So sending those prayers, sending that energy. Yes, barefoot on the ground. Exactly, Galactic Elf. Hello, Mujer Phoenix. Hello, McKenna. Hello, Danielle. Oh, I've got beautiful ringing in my ears right now. Interesting. Hello, Baymax. Hello, Shayra. I just love your name, Shayra Stone. It's a very partially it's probably because I'm thinking of like Sharon Stone and all of that, but it has a very has an energy to it. It has a vibe, you know what I mean? You sound like you should. It's like a celebrity name or something. It has very smooth and I don't know. It almost like has that unreal quality to it. Like when you're like, I really need a persona. I need to come up with a name that's really fabulous and that people really notice. And that would be definitely an excellent choice. So really good job your parents did there creating that beautiful name, Shayra. I don't think I've ever heard that first name before. It's really great. So I think I said that to you last time I saw you too. There's just something about it. I really love your name. The purpose, Sarah, as I said, is that Hawaii is connected to Hawaii and Maui and all of that sector, those energies right there. They are some of the last remnants of Lemuria, which was the most ancient, the original human civilization. And Lemuria and Atlantis was part of Lemuria, and Atlantis split off from Lemuria when it went dark, when it fell. It was kind of like split off and became its own entity. And we are essentially repeating the same cycle that occurred when Atlantis fell. We're kind of just going through this energy over and over again until we can recognize and weed out those dark interfering energies and just choose the higher path. Right? Choose the path of light, of love, light, choose the path of ascension. And so there's a lot of energy with Lemuria, the just in and of itself, right? The wisdom, the knowledge, the energy there. And it is also connected to the heart chakra. So it is part of the energies. And these are all connected by ley lines, but part of the energies of the heart chakra. And so when they target Hawaii and Maui, they're targeting not only this beautiful Lemurian energy, but they're targeting the heart chakra of the planet. They're hurting the heart of the planet. And when they remember, the heart chakra is the key to everything, right? Right? Think about in our own chakra system, it is the bridge between the higher and the lower chakras, right? It is, we talk about here all the time, we say the heart chakra is the portal to the fifth dimension. And so when they target her heart chakra, they are essentially trying to shut down her energy, right? And create that disconnect between the chakras. And we've seen how we talked about in the Lionsgate energy update that we did. That's a great live stream if you guys haven't watched that one yet. We talked about the energy of the different keys, right? The 13 keys, which are the 13 chakras or major ley lines of the earth. And we listed all of those out, and we talked about the fact that they are opening right now with each Lionsgate portal we've had since 2012. One of these keys has been activated, and sort of like we talked about it, the way that Rising Phoenix Aurora had explained it was like a seal popping. And so we're at number 11, the Shambhala key was the key that opened and activated during the Lionsgate portal this year, because according to the Gregorian calendar, we were actually in an 11 year this year. And so with each Lionsgate, we get one step closer to that energy of where it would follow, the train of thought would follow that when we hit that 12th or 13th key, we see the more physical effects of the, like those final effects of the ascension coming to pass. And it was really interesting in that aura trend regression, hypnosis regression that I shared the other day. Another thing that came up was some interesting information on the possible timelines for the ascension. Of course, with the caveat that we can't name a certain date and time, right? Because timelines are always shifting. It's just like we can't tell the future like that. Right? We're not meant to. And it's like we said, it's in a constant state of flux. Anything could influence and shift things. But in that transmission, Nikki's higher self had talked about how when the final pieces come into place, it's going to be give or take about a 5-year process for that final leg of the ascension. And I'm feeling that as we're talking about this, once we have those 12th and 13th keys activated, those seals popped, so to speak, over the next 2 years, the next 2 Lionsgate portals, I think that's going to initiate that 5-year period. That's what it feels like to me. So we're very much in the home stretch right now. Whether it follows that trajectory or not, we don't really know, but we know that things are heating up. And so they're coming at, like we said, they're sore losers. The archons are sore losers. They do not want to admit that this is already written, that this is already happening, that nature always writes herself, right? And so that the organic will always, I mean, think about like a city, right? You build a city, you bulldoze a bunch of plants and like a section of the forest or something, right? And you build a city, right? And then over some time, perhaps that city is abandoned. You see how quickly nature takes it back. All right, the organic will always thrive. It will always find a way. Nature always finds a way. And we are nature. We are the organic. So it's only a matter of time. That being said, though, that doesn't mean that we stop doing our energy work, that we stop doing our light work, that we stop meditating, that we stop positively polarizing, alchemizing, that we stop clearing ourselves of all infringement. That it means we step that up even more. All right. Nature is the queen. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Exactly. Let them try, right? They are trying, but they will not succeed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Green is a color that I've appreciated more and more when I go out into nature. And it's actually only been in the last few years that I've created such a bond with nature. And it's like now, green was probably one of my least favorite colors. And now it's like I see all the nuances of it in the trees and the leaves, and it's just absolutely breathtaking. Mother Nature is absolutely breathtaking. Hello, Annika. Welcome, beautiful. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get into this. New moon in Leo, you guys. This is a very powerful new moon. And this is happening. So we're at 23 degrees of Leo, which is actually an Aquarian degree. And this in the system that I follow, which is really interesting because we have, of course, the sun and the moon conjunct, but the opposing sign to Leo is, of course, Aquarius. So there are multiple things that are bringing through this Aquarian energy as well. We have some action from Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. And we will get into that. But right now we're going to talk about at this 23, and that 23, a really strong, powerful number that we're feeling coming through quite a bit here, the 2 and the 3, right? Which add up to 5, of course, the number of change. Feeling that 82323 as a powerful day. That is also 823, jumping ahead a little bit here to the Virgo season. What is happening on the 23rd? Oh, that's the day that Libra season. No. That is the day that Virgo season begins, 823, and Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo. So that's a big day and big energy on that day as well, not just because of the planets, but the number sequence there. I'm feeling that where the 2 become the 3, right? The creation energy really amplified. 8 is a big creation energy. And the 2, 3, of course, breaking down to 5, which is the number of changes. And the 2, 3 itself, like we said, when the 2 energies come together to create the 3rd, that 3 is the creational energy. So that 82323, big energies, big possibilities there as far as our creation process goes. But today as well, big energies related to that. We have a loose conjunction to Venus retrograde going on. And remember, Venus just made her star point, which is when she has an exact conjunction with the sun, also known as a cazimi, on the 13th of August. So we had this star point activated, and we talk about that. There's a video, it's titled, it has the Venus star point in the title. So you want to check that out if you haven't seen it. But we talk about this energy of Venus as she creates this beautiful pentagram, or some call it a rose, in the sky. Over an 8-year period, she traces back over these specific points. And each of these points is a conjunction with the sun. That's what marks the point. Inferior or superior, meaning either in front of or behind the sun. And so it's a powerful journey, and it represents Persephone's journey through the underworld. Persephone being another understanding of Venus, the representation of Venusian energy, as well as our own process when it comes to our process of self-love, when it comes to our just all of those Venusian energies and the way that we experience those in our own lives. So it's a beautiful, powerful dance that Venus does here. And we had that star point activating, as it always does during a retrograde. We have a star point present on the 13th. So that was a big energy, leading us now into the 16th. So she's not exactly conjunct the sun and the moon, but she is still very close, and we're still feeling those energies very strongly. And this we talked about in the Venus retrograde. I think yes, Annika, we have a ton of planets retrograde right now. We're going to get into that in the Virgo season portion of this. Ton of planets, almost all of the planets retrograde. So that's where that waiting energy is coming from. Yeah. It's so I'll just kind of go over it briefly right now. It's kind of funny in the sense that Mercury's going to go retrograde right when Virgo season starts on the 23rd, right? And when Mercury goes retrograde, every planet except for Mars and Jupiter will be retrograde. And then when Jupiter as well joins in the retrograde, Venus goes direct, and that's going to be around the 4th of September. So we swap one for the other, and that's going to be interesting, because then when those two swap, all of the planets except for Mars and Venus are going to be retrograde. And this is also including Chiron and many of the asteroids. And so it's kind of interesting, and that's kind of cool, because when that flip-flop happens, it's going to be very much just our masculine and feminine planets, the only ones leading the charge direct. All right. And those creational energies that they represent, everything else in retrograde. So it's going to feel like a major slowdown until we move through. We're going to see the rest of the planets beginning to go direct. I want to say in November is when they really start going direct. Maybe a couple in October. I didn't write out the whole list, but yeah, Virgo season, we're going to be feeling a major slowdown of energy for the bulk of Virgo season. So it's very much that energy of recalibrating, the energy of integration, the energy where we're really being asked to focus on some of the things that Virgo represents: our physical health, our mental health, creating those habits, those structures, those routines, and really having self-care be a highlighted energy. So we'll get into that a little bit more when we get to the Virgo season portion, but that's where that slowdown is that you're feeling. And we feel Mercury beginning to slow down as well, because Mercury will be going retrograde on the 23rd, as we said. So that's our mental processes. And Mercury is in the sign of Virgo and going retrograde in the sign of Virgo. And there will be, I'm gonna do a separate video on Mercury retrograde in Virgo. But we always feel Mercury retrogrades more acutely when they happen in a sign that Mercury rules. Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini. Although I do kind of see Chiron as the new age ruler of the sign Virgo. And we're going to get into that a little bit too in this live stream. I didn't think we were, but now that I'm saying it out loud, we are. So if I forget, somebody please remind me. But the classic ruler of Virgo is Mercury. So when Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini or Virgo, we really, really feel it. And that can, like, we got to really prepare ourselves for that mentally and emotionally, because there can be a lot of anxiety when Mercury is retrograde in general, but definitely when Mercury is retrograde in Virgo or Gemini, right? Because that mental energy, it's like It's just all of that those subconscious energies coming up to the surface, and just a lot of displaced energy and emotion. So just be aware of that. We know all the classics when it comes to Mercury retrograde, right? Communication, contracts. Try to avoid those things. Try to avoid major changes. Allow Mercury to show you a different perspective and a different side of how you think and feel that you may not admit to yourself on the regular. But don't make choices based solely on that, because that's Mercury going retrograde is just showing you a piece of the puzzle. It's not showing you the whole thing. All right. And when we make decisions based on that, it's just kind of a recipe for disaster a lot of times, unless this is something that you've been pondering for a very long time and Mercury retrograde finally gives you the gumption to make the choice that you know you've needed to make. That would be the caveat or the exception to that rule there. Hello, Lightmaker. Welcome, beautiful. Let's see. So what else do we want to say about the Leo new moon that we're experiencing right now? So this is really an important, and check out the Venus retrograde video if you haven't yet. That's going to give you more information surrounding this. But this is a really important sort of highlighted point during Venus's retrograde, that star point, and now this new moon in Leo, where it's a check-in point. And this feels to me like it's really an energy that's allowing us to take things that have come up for us during the Venus retrograde and really come up with a game plan, come up with a solution. Remember that Aquarian energy here, really strong, offering solutions. In addition to just the 23-degree being an Aquarian degree, we also have Mars and Mercury conjunct in Virgo right now, trining Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus. And so that is really bringing, I feel like, a lot of powerful new realizations, new ways to look at things, new ways to approach old problems in order to find some sort of workable solution. And it's definitely, when it comes to things that this retrograde has brought up for us, brought up to the surface that needed to be addressed or understood, this is giving us like a path forward is what it feels like. We also have, in addition to the loose conjunction of the sun and moon with Venus retrograde, a conjunction with true black moon Lilith, and a trine to Chiron, who is also retrograde in the sign of Aries. So there's a powerful healing potential with this new moon. But with that true black moon Lilith, there's also some shadow material, but it's giving us an opportunity to bring healing to that as well, right? Like any of our shadow, this is like another aspect that's similar to, say, if we had Venus conjunct Pluto, or in an aspect with Pluto or scorpionic energies, right? When we have true black moon Lilith here. So it's giving us that opportunity to really look into our shadow and to bring healing to the wounded parts of ourselves when it comes to love, when it comes to romance, when it comes to self-love, when it comes to our relationship to money, when it comes to what we value, what has meaning, and how we value ourselves. Just big, big energies. And I just feel the potential of this is astronomical. So really pay attention to what's coming through right now. This is an energy. This is a beautiful recipe for radical self-love right now. So allow yourself to fall in love with yourself. Like give yourself that chance, give yourself that opportunity. Let your shadows come up and meet them with love, meet them with acceptance. All right. That's how we truly heal. All right. Radical self-acceptance means loving every piece of you, not because there's a reason to, right? But because you do. Just because. Because you are a perfect fractal of source, right? Because you are one of God's beautiful creations. Because you are perfect exactly as you are, right? Perfectly flawed, perfectly imperfect. Because you are here. Because you were brave enough to incarnate on this planet with all of these wild, wacky energies going on right now in the midst of this ascension, to become awake and aware in a world that wants you to be complicit and silent and asleep. All right, that is powerful. That is so powerful. Another great aspect of this is conversation is favored. So if there's a big conversation that you've needed to have with somebody, now is the time to do it. I feel like some people, it's like you're literally having a conversation with God right now. There's been a conversation with God or your spirit that's been in the works for some time. So have conversations, whether it's with God. I feel like the book Conversations with God, somebody would be helpful for somebody to read who's watching this. I feel like that's why the Conversations with God thing came up. I've never read it, but I've heard it's a really great book. I think it's about somebody who automatic writes, right? They ask questions and then they just channel the answers and they have these conversations with God and then they published it as a book. I've heard great things about it. So somebody might want to read that. That would be great for them. But it's also like Annika, that's another great name as well. Oh, hello, Lisa. Welcome, beautiful. Where was I going with that? I got distracted. If you have those conversations that need to happen, that have been waiting, today's a good day to do it within this energy of the new moon. Before Mercury goes retrograde, preferable. All right. So before the 23rd, between now and the 23rd, have those conversations. Especially those conversations where there's a need for you to get vulnerable. Remember, Leo is the energy, is the sign that wears its heart on its sleeve or is meant to, right? There's that deep yearning for connection. Your mom wants you to do that, to have that talk with the universe. I love it. Conversation is beautiful, connection in that way, bouncing ideas off of each other. It's very powerful. Like the blessing of getting another perspective, right? And we want to be able to hold true to our own truth, but at the same time, like being able to consider other perspectives and broaden our own perspective through connecting with others. It's the ability to do that. That is so much of what this world is lacking right now, right? To have those constructive conversations. Oh, I love that you called mom the universe. That's awesome. That's beautiful. All right. Let's see. There's an energy of liberation, a powerful energy of liberation with this new moon and really stepping out. This is like a coming out kind of energy. So it's like, this is who I am. So this is an energy where some people finally are going to feel that call to step out of the shadows and reveal the truth of who they are, right? Take off the mask. There's a big, big energy of that with this new moon too, like a powerful, an empowerment. And that's that Aquarian energy coming through, right? That's calling us to step more deeply into ourselves, right? To embody our authentic truth. And there's an energy. Oh, what was just coming through? Oh, that was so interesting. So stepping up in roles of leadership as well. That's another thing that many are going to be called to with this new moon. It's initiating us all in terms of that, where it is that we can be a leader in our own lives. Whether this is, and for many people, this is leading by experience. This is being a thought leader. This is being the one who initiates those conversations, right? Gets people thinking, gets people talking. Hello, Eve. Welcome, beautiful. All right. So let's see. Moving on here, as we get deeper past the new moon, we move toward Virgo season, and that is occurring on, and I want to go, let me see if I had it in this particular writing here. I don't think I do. This is just Venus retrograde. I wanted to see, I'm moving to, let's see, Gemini season. Where's my Leo season? I do these all in different notes here, so sometimes it's hard to find. I wanted to check out for you, just see as we're nearing the end here. Actually, I can do it like this. because I didn't look at the end of right before we move into Virgo season. So I'm just going to take a quick look here. If there's anything of note coming up between now and then. We have Venus moving through, Venus retrograde, being activated by a square with Jupiter and Taurus. Mars opposing Neptune the day before. And so that's going to be an energy right there on August 22nd. Mars opposing Neptune. We're going to be feeling very fuzzy. It's kind of like the perfect energy to usher us into Mercury retrograde, really, right? So just that energy of feeling fuzzy, probably tired. And I think a lot of us have been feeling tired in general anyway. Just a lot of that residual energy. The Lion's Gate was big. The energies that we experienced, the activations, just everything that we were going through with that. I think it really zapped out a lot of us in a lot of ways, like where our bodies are needing rest, they're needing to recalibrate. And so Virgo season is very much going to be about that. And but I think on the 22nd, just plan possibly to need a lot of rest, just in case that is the case for you. This also is like being called to act upon truths. Because remember, Neptune is retrograde right now, which means that versus being a planet of illusion, it's now in retrograde. Neptune's more about seeing through the illusion. All right. So there may be like some sort of action that we feel called to take around the 22nd that has to do with truths that are being revealed to us. And this is also where it's just like a lot of us, it's kind of a call to, it is that call that as we move towards the next day, the sun entering Virgo and Virgo season, that call for us to relax. All right. To really work with, because Mars in Virgo in a lot of ways is a very masculine energy. And it's interesting because Virgo is not necessarily masculine, but the way that Virgo approaches problems is very linear. It's very masculine in that way, right? Being governed by Mercury and Chiron. And so there's this energy with the opposition to Neptune and Pisces where it's really calling us to rebalance when it comes to our feminine and masculine, when it comes to how we approach problems and solutions, how we go after things, and how we do that in a way where we're giving and receiving in balance. We're acting and resting. We're knowing when to do each. Right. So it's really calling that and Neptune in Pisces really being a stronger energy, in that Neptune is in its ruling sign. And Neptune is a slower planet, a more generational planet, a more collective planet. Like Neptune really has that extra oomph that kind of like dissolves. So it's sort of like if we have been, the way that I'm feeling this, the more we talk about it, right, is if we've been laser focused on something, and this is Virgo energy, right? Virgo energy can be very laser focused. All right. Neptune is coming in to kind of dissolve that energy and get us. It's like wherever we've been moving through life with our blinders on. It's like the blinders are taken off, can see everything that's around us and be able to understand more deeply how our actions are affecting our own lives and the lives of those around us. The other missing pieces or moving pieces that we may not be acknowledging. And if we have been operating with any level of cognitive dissonance, this is kind of like relieving that energy. Hello, Pete. Hello, Johnny. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that you're feeling that way, Johnny, when we are in the middle of a Venus retrograde with Mercury retrograde coming right up as well. I say in all situations, it's like with that kind of a bond, right? You like in your heart of hearts, you know what would be the most constructive. So it's for you, I feel like it's a lesson in learning of like what is my want, and what is truly me thinking of them, and what is me thinking of me and what I want, kind of disguised as what would be helpful for them. and being able to put them first in whichever way is appropriate. And in your heart of hearts, you know whether it's reaching out or whether it's holding that space silently. Let's see, anyone else new hopping in here? I love it, Sarah. That's beautiful. That is like a perfect way to be working with these energies right now. All right. So then we didn't miss anything. We got that Virgo season beginning on the 23rd. And we talked about this a little bit, right? We talked about the recalibrating. We talked about the importance of integrating everything that came through with that Lionsgate, right? This focus on mental health is going to be greatly highlighted, being that Mercury retrograde begins this day. So mental health is probably going to take a front and center stage, with our physical health not far behind it. Because remember, these things are all connected. One begets the other, all right? When our physical health is good, our mental health is better. When our mental health is good, our physical health is better, right? It's nothing exists in a vacuum, but mind, body, spirit all have to be balanced. And when one is off balance, it makes it difficult to take care of the others. So different people are going to be focused on different things, but with Mercury retrograde, I think we're really going to see that mental health truly coming into focus. And if anyone, as we're moving through Virgo season and we're really being asked to do that deep cleaning, right, as we begin preparing for fall time, really closing out the summer energies in the Northern Hemisphere, preparing for that fall time energy. If any of you are wanting assistance clearing out the energy body, whether it's like Belvespita and angel healing energy clearing, just a nice little reset for the energy, whether it's a deeper like an entity removal session or an aura session, any of those things, please reach out to me. My email's in the description box below. And I am booking clients for everything now, including the aura hypnosis. I mentioned the excerpt from the hypnosis session that we did the other day that everybody should watch, because there's really powerful information in there on how to positively polarize the negative technologies, and even down to like working with the technologies in your phone to shift the EMF, the radiation, to a beneficial frequency. It's like there's so much stuff in there, and taking it bigger, and the ways that we can assist the planets that have been pillaged and returning their natural resources to them, ultimately even positively polarizing dark planets. Just really, really powerful stuff in there. So I urge you guys to watch that session. But yeah, it's the house cleaning Virgo season, and it's getting back to the basics. All right. Am I getting enough sleep? Am I eating well enough? Right? Am I eating foods that support my well-being? All right. It's really like we got all that energy from the Lionsgate, and now it's like, what do we do with that? Right? How do I support that and support the continuing integration of these upgrades and activations? And it's through taking care of the physical vessel, taking care of the mind, taking care of the body. All right. That's how we do it. Virgo season wants us to create those structures, to create those habits for success, and to really gear us up for success in the long term. This is also a house or a sign rather, thinking of the sixth house with which Virgo rules, which is the house of our daily habits and routines, our daily work that we do, all of those things, the grocery shopping, all the stuff that we don't want to do, the brushing our teeth, but that is really good for us, and really allows us to be the best person that we can be in the world. But it's also the house that represents like our service to the world and how it is that we give back in our daily lives, right? Like the little things that we do. And so really looking at that energy and focusing on that energy as well. Virgo is represented by the Virgin, right? And so it is a sign that represents, I say this all the time, right? Virgo energy is really cool because it is an earth sign ruled by an air planet. And then we talk about Chiron being a ruler of Virgo that I feel very comfortable with as well, sort of like the new age ruler. And we see that, right? It is this beautiful grounded energy, this grounded mental energy, right? As well as we see with the physical and the mental health aspects, the air and the earth, right? But it's also a planet represented by the Virgin. And the Virgin represents not virginity in the traditional sense of the word, but purity. And that energy of how Virgos are always striving for purity. It is a sign that always wants to improve, that always wants to do better, that wants to become the best version of the self that it can be. And so during Virgo season, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at like, do my daily habits support me being the best version of me that I can be? Right? There's that quote, right, that says that the only person I'm in competition with was the person that I was yesterday. That's a very Virgo energy right there, right? It's like, I'm not comparing myself to the rest of the world because I know how that turns out, but I'm comparing the me today to the me yesterday. And it's that phrase that a lot of people do. I think it's, that Pete used to say a lot, right? That being 1% better today than I was yesterday. That's the energy of Virgo, you know? And so we're going to be looking at that as well, and looking at like, where is it that I've been procrastinating? Where is it that I know there's something that I need to do, whether it's like getting a therapist, whether it's like getting more exercise, whether it's isolating less, whether it's, whatever, booking a healing session. What is it that I've been dragging my wheels on that I really need to do, that I know I need to do, that's going to make me feel better? Virgo is an energy that understands, right? Like, the things that are good for you don't always feel good, or thinking about them doesn't always feel good. They actually do feel good while you're doing them. It's like exercise. I think like 90% of us are not like, ooh, I'm so excited to exercise today, right? But once you get your body moving, those endorphins get flowing, the blood gets circulating. It's like you do feel better. Like Virgo's the energy that knows and understands that and is like, listen, you might not want to do it, but it's not about what you want to do. Okay. And this is something, and it's kind of like a contradictory thing, right? Because we say like, follow your bliss in life. And we say like, if you follow the path of your highest desire, right, that's going to put you on your optimal timeline and stuff like that. And that's true. But at the same time, being human and being in this dimension and working towards, continuing to move. Bye, Johnny. It's wonderful to see you on here, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Just this being in this 3D meat suit, right? In this reality. Unfortunately, it's not always about following your bliss as far as like the day-to-day things go. Brushing my teeth is not part of my bliss. Maybe it is for you. It's not for me. Exercising is not necessarily part of my bliss. Like, I'm a Taurus. All right. So a lot of times I like what feels the best. And I'm very quintessential Taurus in that way. Like, if I could just lounge around all day in a hot tub, eating grapes, grapes is like the healthy alternative to like the things that I would like to be eating in the hot tub. You know what I mean? Like, like being fanned by gorgeous men with like palm fronds. You know what I mean? Like, I would do that all day. I would. Like, that would feel really good. But that is not going to, I'm not going to achieve my life purpose that way. Right? Like, my teeth are going to rot out of my skull if I don't brush them. These are just facts of life. Like, if I don't go to the grocery store, eventually I am going to starve. And now I have a child, so I really have to like, I might be willing to do that for me, but I can't let that happen to them. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that have to be done. This existence is not all about doing what feels good all the time. Sometimes it's about knowing that things are going to be good for you, and doing the things that are good for you, even if they don't feel good in the moment. Or even, it's interesting though, right? Because I say those things, but in the moment, a lot of that stuff does ultimately feel good. It's just like we have to push ourselves over the hump, because thinking about it doesn't feel good. It's not something that we look forward to all day, but if we can get ourselves to do it anyway, it starts feeling pretty good. And then we remember why it is that we do it in the first place. You know, even like doing readings and stuff for YouTube, sometimes that lazy, that procrastination energy just really takes me over, and I'm like, oh, I really don't feel like doing that right now. But then I hop on and I'm like, oh my God, this is like the only thing that I ever really feel like doing. Like, how did I forget that? You know what I mean? So it's like that energy, really coming to understand that and doing the things that need to be done. Yeah. You guys are awesome. I love you so much. That's Virgo season right there in a nutshell. All right, so let's go through some of the highlights of Virgo season. We have Mercury retrograde, as we have discussed at length here, beginning the day of Virgo season and completing on the 15th of September. And Mercury retrograde finishes opposite Saturn. So that's a pretty intense energy, and that really just strengthens everything that we were just talking about, right? Because that's also very Saturnian things, everything that we just mentioned. Virgo being ruled by Saturn would not be I could see that working very well as well. Saturn in Virgo is Virgo's a sign Saturn is very comfortable in. But here we have Saturn opposing Virgo in the sign of Pisces, which is probably one of the most uncomfortable signs for Saturn. So that's an interesting energy. And we're going to get into all of that when we do the Mercury retrograde video. But just know that is coming up. And that's really asking us, Saturn and Pisces, once again, is asking us, okay, all right, you've come up with all of these routines, but like, how did you remember to nourish your spirit? And did you remember to bring the spiritual into everything that you do? How can you make these practices? Okay, so now you're brushing your teeth every day. Good for you. Are you making that a mindful practice? All right. Are you sending healing to your teeth and your gums as you are brushing them? Are you sending gratitude to them? You know, those are some of the ways that I can see this energy kind of like checking us, right? Like, are you okay? So you're doing good things, but what's your motivation behind that? Right. And for some people, this is going to be a boundary check as well. Maybe if you can't see the chat, try clicking out and refreshing it. That might work, Lisa. I can see your comment. And the chat got moved too. So you might, typically when you click on the comments, it'll take you right into the chat. I think you probably, hopefully can see it now. So let's see. So we got that fun energy. We have Mars entering Libra on the 27th of August. All right, Mars now in an energy where justice and fairness is paramount, right? Where we're really being asked to act with integrity and to weigh all of our choices and decisions. It's a very judgment card energy, very justice card energy, of course, if we're looking at tarot cards, right? Morals, values, ethics, very important during Mars in Libra. This is also an energy. Mars in Libra is really good at getting what they want, right? Libra is a very smooth energy. Libra understands people. It knows how to work with people. It knows how to give the people what they want. All right. So we can get a lot accomplished by working, and we can work really well with others during Mars in Libra. We just want to make sure that we are making those compromises that are not compromising to the self and to our integrity, right? Then we have Uranus retrograde. Uranus stationing retrograde on the 28th, day after Mars enters Libra. And Uranus will be retrograde for the next 5 months from that point forward. Then we have the full moon in Pisces on the 30th. And remember, this is the blue moon. And I did a blue moon reading where we looked into the energies of the moon cycle, and sort of what this blue moon month, if you will, is bringing for us. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't watched that yet. That's going to be a beautiful full moon. Pisces full moons are so spiritual. They are so cathartic. They're just such a dreamy energy, especially as a blue moon. This is the time to daydream. This is the time to really extend those psychic senses, to meditate. Great time for meditation. Really working with water. if you can work with water during that full moon, that's going to be really powerful. Yeah, right, Eve. I love my Libras. They are absolutely beautiful, beautiful people. Let's see what else here. Anything else we want to say? That full moon in Pisces will be conjunct Saturn, though. So once again, we see that Saturnian energy. We're talking about Saturn and Pisces, right? So there's an aspect of spiritual responsibility with that moon. But I also see this as an energy that's really giving us an opportunity to release a lot of our insecurities, to release the ways that we try to control, right? To try to control our reality, try to control the people around us, try to control ourselves and our own emotions, maybe our image, whatever it is that we're trying to control. That is a full moon that's going to be asking us to release that and to take responsibility for our creations as well. All right. Pisces energy in its lower manifestation can very much be an energy of playing the victim. This full moon is asking us to really grab that statement by the balls, right? I chose it and I love it. To own that. I chose this. All right. And if we don't love it, how are we going to shift it? Right. But remember, we shift everything through acceptance. All right. And not acceptance in the way of saying, okay, this is how it is and this is how it's always going to be. Acceptance in the way of like, this is the reality right now. This is the reality that I've created or that I've allowed to come to pass. All right, I accept that this is what is, but that doesn't mean that it's what always will be, because remember, energy is fluid and is always shifting and changing. So now that I've accepted it, I can begin to alchemize it. Yeah. Exactly. So it's that full moon is really about getting in the flow, but like doing that in a conscious and empowered way. All right. Where it's almost like if we're using the analogy of like flowing down the river, it's more like we get to a place, there's 5 different rivers, and it's like Saturn is saying, okay, let's choose the river that's going to take us like in the direction we want to go. All right. We don't need to control the whole route and exactly how it is, how much time it takes to get there and all of that. The river will do all of that. But like, let's pick the right river, because if we pick the wrong river, knowing full well that it's the wrong river, we're going to waste an awful lot of time trying to fight against the current to get back to the spot we're at right now so that we can choose the true path of least resistance. Because the true path of least resistance in the positive way is the path that allows us to get where we're going with the least amount of strife. All right, which is different than the lower vibrational path of least resistance, which is where we go along with that which does not serve us, that which does not resonate, because we don't want to put in the effort to do the thing that really matters, to do the hard thing, that is the thing that's going to offer us the most satisfaction in the long run, right? That's the 2 different definitions of the path of least resistance. We're going with the positive version of that, which is just like the path of our Dharma, the path that our soul is calling us down, the path that has the least resistance because it is the path that our soul chose, right? It's taken us down the map that we created before this incarnation. Hello, Evelyn. Welcome, beautiful. All right. Okay, let's see what else here. Venus goes direct on the 3rd of September, and then on the 4th, Jupiter goes retrograde. And Jupiter will begin that retrograde trine Mercury, also in retrograde. So there's this beautiful supportive energy of Jupiter as we move through this Mercury retrograde as well. And I was going to talk, Spirit's reminding me of just the rulership of Chiron when it comes to Virgo. And just because Virgo is that energy that is constantly wanting to become better, constantly purifying, right? Constantly reaching that next level of healing. Chiron is a perfect ruling planet for that, right? Because Chiron is a wounded healer. It's all about our deepest wounds, our greatest service that we can offer the world when we do our own healing work. So it really is like quintessential Virgo right there. Let's see what else. So that, I guess that's really all I want to say. I don't know why. Chiron and Virgo. Somebody has Chiron and Virgo, maybe. I don't know. There's something important. Maybe somebody just needed to really know and feel into the energy of Chiron as the ruler of Virgo. Chiron is retrograde right now in the sign of Aries. So because it's Virgo season and Chiron is the ruler of Virgo, I feel like we may feel more of that Chiron energy. We might feel that more acutely. And like we said, right now during this new moon in Leo, we have a some sort of beneficial aspect to Chiron. What is it? A trine to Chiron. Okay. I think that's all we need to say about that right now. We have the 9/9 portal on September 9th. And then on the 14th, we have the new moon in Virgo. The 15th, Mercury stations direct in Virgo. And on the 23rd, the sun will enter Libra. So there we have it. Hello, Jamie. Oh, there we go. We got our Chiron in Virgo right there. First house. Ooh, girl. Now there's a placement that shows that you came to this life to do some healing work. Yeah. Virgo Mercury in the 12th, Virgo rising, Virgo Chiron. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that's a that's an ambitious soul right there. Oh man. Yeah. It's no wonder we get along so well though. I love Virgos. They're like my favorite people. I'm a Virgo moon, and I don't know. I just love Virgo energy. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. We're such beautiful neurotic messes, you know what I mean? All right. I think I might actually pull a couple cards before we go here. What time is it? I got some stuff I got to get done today, you guys. I know I say that every day, but I do want to pull. All right, we're going to pull from the Witching Hour Oracle. All right, let's see here. Clear. Yeah, and if anyone wants to know, they're watching this and they're like, I don't know where my Virgo, where my Chiron is, or how many placements I have in Virgo, or any of that stuff, reach out to me. We can do a chart consult, and I'll tell you all about it. All right. Let's get some energy for this new moon in Leo, or Virgo season, whatever we want to talk about right now. Virgo season, I feel like, but it's all one and the same, right? It's all the energy. I know, Jamie. Isn't that great? I love that. The 3.33. I've been seeing angel numbers like crazy the last few days, too. I don't know about you guys. Oh, do you have it? I love that, Evelyn. Pull a card from your deck if you have it handy. Let's see. I love it when people have the same decks and we get similar cards. So the first card out here is the Hare Moon, guidance. So really tapping into our inner guidance during Virgo season. I'm feeling this is Virgo season. Some people, it's like you may be working with your ancestors, I feel like. There's powerful medicine in working with the ancestors. And also, it's like this part of this slowdown, right? And we talked about how we're going to have most of the planets in retrograde during Virgo season, right? So it's a big slowdown. Your soul has information for you. And it's kind of like what I'm feeling is your soul or your ancestors. In order to move forward from this point, you need to know certain things. And your soul has those answers for you. So if you're being called to meditate more, if you're being called to have a healing session, I feel like somebody watching this, you might be considering having an aura with me or with somebody. I would say definitely do that. If you've been thinking about that, your soul might be giving you answers that way through the hypnosis. Meditating, some people's souls, it's like they're giving you signs and synchronicities. For some of you guys, and this is, I love it when there's messages for me too. It's like you agreed upon something with your soul, like signs, ways that they were going to show you when you were on the right path. Things that they were going to show you, synchronicities that they were going to create to show you important landmarks. Some of those are going to be coming up, and some of this is like stuff that in this lifetime, like say, you had a meditation, and during your meditation, you asked your higher self, like, okay, when the right thing presents itself, show me this sign. Spirit's reminding you of that conversation. For others of you, this has to do more with before we incarnated. So before we incarnate, we set up some of these signs and synchronicities ahead of time, where it's almost like it's programmed into our subconscious, like, so that we will be activated, or we will remember certain key information, or we will recognize certain people or situations or opportunities because of the sign that we're given in that moment. And so this is saying, like, you're going to be receiving some of those signs because some of those destined and fated events, connections are coming to play right now. So pay attention. And when you feel that little tug, don't dismiss it. All right. And some of you guys, it's like you've been asking for guidance, but you haven't really asked for guidance. So Spirit is saying, sit your ass down, light some candles, maybe burn some sage, right? Especially around these moon times. And wait, ask your questions and wait for the answer. And know that it may not come right when you ask, but Spirit wants you to get more. It's like more respectful in the way that you're asking, almost, interestingly enough. And I'm not saying like, I don't know how to put this exactly. It's like Spirit, it's more like your higher self is saying, like, you're walking through your day, like complaining about the fact that I'm not guiding you, or you feel abandoned by me, or this or that. Telling me the things that you need, the things that you want, but you don't actually take the time to connect with me. Take that time. Clear your energy. Slow yourself down. Because when you're moving at 100 miles an hour, like, your vibration, our frequencies are not a match, right? Like, we need to get connected. You need to practice connecting with me more, because we're connected all the time. It's just you're missing it because you're so busy. Okay. That's part of the energy here. It's like, and I love how you said 8 of Pentacles there for Eve. I love that because it's like Spirit saying, when we're talking about these habits and creating these habits and these structures and these foundations, right? Create that ritual with me. That ritual of just sitting together for a few minutes every day. Maybe you don't even need to ask me a question every time, right? Just create a little space, get away for a few minutes, and sit with me. Okay? It's like your spirit is wanting that connection. And you're going to benefit so much from cultivating that connection with your own higher self, your own soul. No. Okay. And remember, too, we're being reminded, what is the tarot card that represents Virgo energy? The Hermit, right? We have to remove ourselves from the noise. Hello, Third Eye Vision. Hello, Eric. Welcome. Pete says soul retrieval is on the way for past life integration. Love it. I got to get Pete on here so we can do an energy update together. All right, we have Vitality coming out, the Barley Moon, number 22. So we had number 15 and number 22. And this is that energy of really putting time and effort into the things that create vitality for us, that support our vitality in mind, body, and spirit. This is also, if you have been considering seeking guidance from your soul, from other people, like say, like an herbalist or just somebody who can help you with some aspect of your vitality, Spirit's saying, look into that, delve into that during this time, because there is information that's going to be available to you. Your own soul may be trying to transmit information to you as well. So take that time out with your spirit to receive those messages. For some people, this is also saying, like, if you've been feeling malaise, we've been talking about feeling tired, feeling overwhelmed, right? Feeling fatigued. There is more vitality on the way for you. This is especially for people who've been working really hard towards creating better habits, healthier ways of being. Spirit's saying, don't give up. Keep putting in the energy and the effort there, because you are going to begin to feel more vital. But you also need to look into, I'm feeling like looking into like Ayurveda, it's something about types, whether it's hormone types, blood types, doshas, something like that, something along those lines. If you understand more about your type in some way, that's going to help you experience more vitality as well. It's so weird too. It's like this woman, she has this owl. I think it looks like an owl. It could be a lion, but it looks more like an owl or something on her dress. And I remember there was like a woman, she was like on Instagram or something like that, and she had like an owl tattoo on her stomach or her chest or something like that. I don't know why this is reminding me of that. I don't know if she's gonna randomly watch this. And it's just one of those random like Instagram tattoo models or something like that. It's so weird that I'm thinking of her when I'm looking at this card here. I mean, I guess it makes sense considering where that is. But everything that comes into my mind when I do these readings, I say to you guys, because there's some reason for a lot of it. Maybe she's somebody's sign. Maybe somebody's going to be scrolling through Instagram thinking about this reading, and that she's going to pop up. I don't know. Maybe it's just the owl itself. Stranger things, you guys. All right, so we have the Crow Moon Explorer on the bottom of the number 7. I feel like the raven or the crow is a great mascot for Virgo season too. Explore and then breaking illusions under that. So I love this. This Virgo season is really about exploring the self. And doesn't that look similar to the Hermit card right there with her holding the lantern? So there's powerful awakenings, spiritual awakenings during Virgo season for people. But it comes with, like we said, letting go of the mask, breaking through the illusions. It's like letting go of the false self, right? And exploring more of the truth of who you are underneath that. And we have 9/7 here. And it's interesting because I'm seeing this as a date, September 7th. So that would be 2 days before the 9/9 portal, right? Definitely within the energy. We'll consider that whole first week or so as the 9/9 portal energies, right? So I want to look back and see if we have anything on the 7th. Nothing. I'm going to take a look at the chart here for the 7th. See if anything sticks out to me. Something powerful is happening on that day. There's breakthroughs, powerful breakthroughs. We have Neptune retrograde. What is that? Squaring the moon. Okay, moon in Gemini. We have Neptune conjunct, more or less conjunct the vertex, which is the point of fate here. Jupiter stationed. Yeah, this is a powerful day for the 7th. Powerful day for breaking through illusions, for seeing truth. Yeah. 9-9 portal. 9-9 portal is a portal that generally represents endings, right? Endings, and then of course new beginnings. So new beginnings really taking off with that 10-10 right energy, right? The day after your birthday. Oh, happy birthday in advance, Vita. Yeah, so yeah, I feel this powerful energy of having the courage to let go of the false identities, the false stories, the false self. Right? This is a tale as old as time on here, right? But like then having that opportunity to really explore what's left once we release that. What's really there? Who really are you? Right? Underneath all of that, without all of that. I love how she's in water, right? That energy, the purity of water. That purity energy, of course, representing Virgo as well. It's like, I feel like too, there's something with really using the mirror of this reality, right? Understanding this reality as a mirror, reflecting back the truth that's within us. Using those reflections to break through illusions. It's like these moments of this powerful moment of clarity. And this happens around the 7th, right? And then we move into that 9-9 energy, the pinnacle of that energy, and we're able to release that. That's powerful. This is going to be a powerful time. All right, one more card here. I don't know if, yeah, we'll do one more card. And then we're going to get a closing card. Oh, there you go. Perfect. We have Justice, the Blood Moon, card number 30. Going back to that energy, we were talking about this energy of justice, fairness, Mars and Libra. Right here, right? Karmic scales being balanced. Once again, we have the skulls, and I placed it down on top of guidance, which was an ancestral card. So really feeling that ancestral energy coming back here as well. Powerful cycles that we're completing here that bring about powerful healing for our ancestral lines. Evening out the scales, so to speak. Making amends, giving back. Some people are going to be receiving guidance on how they can break an ancestral curse, or how they have broken one. Congratulations, maybe for some people. And I believe Jupiter is involved here. We've got a lot of action going on with Jupiter and Taurus, right? Jupiter retrograde. And so there is this energy of kind of like being weighed too. As far as like our actions, our choices, our decisions, call it karmic points, if you will. So really taking care in all that we do, knowing that energy is returning to us. And ensuring that we're clearing our energy too, so that we're not taking on the ancestral curses of others and the negative karma of others. It's like a tipping point of energy here is what it feels like. Where we're receiving information on how to tip the scales back. Where the balance has been off, it's like how to restore the balance. And once again, that video that I shared of that aura regression, that was part of that energy of us receiving information on how to tip the scales, right? How to rebalance the energies. And so we're going to be receiving this in all ways, on ways that we can do this collectively for the collective, ways that we can do this for our individual selves, for our ancestral lines, bringing things back into balance, restoring harmony, balance, and justice. I want to see if there's anything Spirit wants to tell us regarding this, how to clear, how to bring these energies back into balance. Any specifics Spirit wants to give us on this energy right now? Tell us more about this justice, restoring the balance. Beautiful. Yeah, judgment. Big energy of that. It's like where we're being shown, right? Taking the blinders off, like we talked about earlier. Where it is that we are contributing to the problem instead of the solution, and being given an opportunity to contribute to the solution. We have the 8 of Cups here with the Sun. So this is literally walking away, letting go, right? So that we can move toward this energy. This is the energy of vitality. All right. So that's what the guidance is, you guys. We saw guidance here and then vitality. The guidance that allows you to be your most vital self, your healthiest, most fulfilled self. For a lot of people, it's in letting go. It's walking away, surrendering, releasing something. That's how we restore the balance as well. It's like for some people, this has to do with refusing to continue doing something that doesn't resonate with you. It's like because you felt like you had no other choice. And that is absolutely true, Eve. Yeah. Obsessing about what you may lose will prevent you from experiencing joy and appreciating what you have. Absolutely. Right? Because then you're in an attitude of lack, of scarcity. Some people, it's like you've taken on too much because you're trying to, it's like a keeping up with the Joneses kind of an energy. You know what I mean? Or you're trying to do too much or take on too much, and it's about paring down. All right, not spreading yourself too thin. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. It's like what you let go makes space for, it allows for the wheel to turn. This wheel being, of course, fate, dharma, blessings that are wanting to come in. It's almost like I feel like the wheel has been trying to turn, but it's so heavy because we piled so many things onto it that it can't move the way it's supposed to. So it's about releasing some of that stuff. And some of that stuff is not just like tasks that we've taken on, responsibilities. It's also like it's belief systems. It is perspectives. It is negative thinking, self-talk. The actual words that I was wanting to use there aren't coming through right now. So that's the best. That's the best that I've got. Let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. All right. These two cards together. This is like the lottery. All right. The only card that could make this better would be like the 9 or 10. of Cups or Pentacles. We had the Three of Swords in reverse wanting to pop up there. So that's like healing from heartbreak, right? Heart chakra clearing. Hello, Omnist Gangster Enlightenment. Welcome. OG, that's what I'm going to call you. All right, so we got the Six of Swords here too. Yeah, a lot of energy of needing to walk away, you guys. This is like the mental torment, walking away from the hamster wheel. Exactly. Stanley's got it right there. The let that shit go meditation. All right. The blessings and opportunities are really going to take you to a place. And for some people where your family's involved, I'm definitely feeling this energy of family too. Like you and your family moving to a calmer, more serene state of mind, to a more stable place. But this is just like feeling more vital and healthy in mind, body, and spirit by walking away, really seeing. It's like some people, it's like you're watching this and you know exactly what you need to let go of. All right. And walk away from. Some people you may not know yet, and it's going to become more clear. Anything else here before we pull a final card? And what this is saying is that for some people, you're in this state of boredom, this state of being unimpressed, unfulfilled, because you're afraid to let your guard down. Or you need to let your guard down. You're actually more comfortable in this energy, right? Blocking what you really want because it feels safer and you don't have to take a risk. Spirit's saying it's time to take a risk. It's the Spirit saying, like, don't stay in your comfort zone and then complain because you don't have what you want, that life isn't fulfilling for you. The fulfillment exists outside of your comfort zone. So it's like that energy of like either put on your big big boy boots or don't. All right. But it's literally like, I love, was it you, Sarah, that had that energy of like the universe as your mom? The universe literally as your mom being like, listen, if you're not going to take the risk, if you're not willing to step outside of the comfort zone, then stop complaining to me about what you don't have. Stop complaining to me about your life, right? You're creating it. I'm helping, but you're creating it. So it's time for you to take that risk. And for some people, it's this energy. This is, once again, we see the energy of fairness and balance. This is also the energy of helping. So it's like some people need to stop hoarding money, Four of Pentacles type energy I'm feeling. And some people need to start accepting help. Because there's people, for some of you guys, there's people out there who are willing to help you. You just haven't been willing to accept it. Or Spirit has been trying to help you, but you've been too busy in this energy and this energy to receive. So it's like, get out of that. Don't let yourself stay stuck in that, Justice, as I shuffled here. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse, or Two of Swords in reverse, rather. So it's like taking action, making a choice, making a decision, and following your heart. Clear. All right, what should we do? Does anybody have any requests for the closing card? I think everyone is pretty familiar with the different decks that I have at this point. Is there anything, maybe something we haven't used for a while, or something that's just really calling to you that somebody wants to see as the closing? Clear. For our closing guidance. Oh, that's beautiful, Sarah. I'm so happy for you. Finding your tribe, finding people in like resonance. Dream work coming out while I'm shuffling. Once again, it's the ancestral, right? The ancestral and align. I love that. So we're going to talk about this real quick, and then I'm going to just pick a random deck. So this is like, some people are doing powerful work in your dreams during Virgo season. All right. So know that. And take that, if you have an ability to dedicate some extra time to sleep during Virgo season, do it, because it's not unproductive. There's actually a lot that you're doing in the astral during your dream time. Some people, your dreams are going to become more lucid. Some people may want to work on cultivating more lucid dreams. I know Blue Lotus is known to be phenomenal for dream recall. I've been really curious about working with Blue Lotus recently. I don't know if anybody has and they have any experience on that. So there are maybe different herbs and things. I know some people, it's like cat's claw, I think some people use. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a licensed herbalist. I just like know a couple things, have a couple ideas. So disclaimer there. Somebody may be working with herbs or things like that, or just really cultivating their ability to lucid dream. And some of you guys, if you're feeling really tired, it might be because you're doing a lot of work in your dreams, but you should not be exhausted because of it. So have a word with your team if you are waking up feeling exhausted all the time. Mugwort, yep. Yeah. Because it doesn't need to be that way. It's not necessary for you to wake up exhausted because you're doing all this work in your dream. Like, you're incarnated here. You got stuff to do here too. So your team needs to help you figure out a way to balance that out. But pay attention to your dreams as well. Pay attention to the premonitions. Some of you receive premonitions in your dreams. My dreams have been really busy too, but it's been like a lot of random stuff, just like the brain processing, as opposed to like anything prophetic or anything like that. More just like windows into my subconscious, that kind of dreaming. But some people pay attention, prophecy. Some people may be dreaming of, you may finally be starting to have some dreams about what you're doing in other dimensions as well, which is kind of fun. Going back to your galactic heritage. The butterflies, for some reason on this card, feel important for somebody. And then we have a line. So this is just a reminder, right? I don't chase, I attract. Become the vibration of that which you seek. That's our only job, right? When it comes to manifesting, we don't have to do a bunch of frilly, fancy stuff. We have to identify and discard the belief systems that prevent us from embracing that which is meant for us, from embracing our truth, from embracing our abundance. And then we just have to become the vibration. That's it. That's it. Become the vibration of what you want, and it will attract to you. There is no other way. And obviously there's some stuff that's involved in that, but it's like aligning. This Virgo season is assisting us in aligning more powerfully with that which we desire. With our here, propagating energy. This could be the energy of prophecy, right? Like we were just talking about. Somebody, if a powerful prophecy comes to you, please share it with us. What you see, what you experience, what you feel. Prophecies, visions. I'm really feeling somebody coming into their own when it comes to their abilities as a seer. All right. And whoever this is for, you've known that you had this ability for quite some time. Since a child, like you've dreamt of things and they have come to pass. It's like learning to trust that within you and knowing that you're being shown the things that you're being shown, because those are possible timelines. It doesn't mean they're going to all come to pass. So start working with that. And if you start being shown things, all right, what are the beneficial things we can do to support this timeline or to shift timelines? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to ask. But this propagating energy is also talking about the energy of like attracts like, right? If we think negatively, we're going to experience negative situations. If we think positively, we will experience more, creating our own realities, right? The energy of the momentum of energy, all of that. Clear. And honoring the past showing up there. So definitely the energy of honoring our ancestors and the energy of having gratitude, love, and acceptance for our past and what it taught us, right? The virtues that we gained from it. Clear. The fact that we chose it for a reason, to strengthen us, to build awareness, to build compassion, resilience, right? To alchemize energies. Oh, wow, Vita. Sounds like you're having quite some dreams. Interesting. The Kuan Yin Oracle. We don't use this one very often. I just kind of fell on it when I looked. So I think we're going to pull a card from this to close, which is beautiful. As we are currently in the new moon in Leo, which is big, beautiful heart energy, clear. Kuan Yin being one of the ultimate divine feminine goddesses of compassion, of self-love. Hello, Venom. So let's see what messages Kuan Yin has for us regarding this Leo full moon, or new moon rather, and Virgo season. I almost said Pisces season there. I'm all over the place. Is it Pisces season in Vedic, or is it the other way? Are they ahead or behind us? I can't remember in sidereal astrology. What message does Kuan Yin have for us? Kuan Yin, a great goddess to call on for Virgos as well, because Virgos tend to be really hard on themselves, right? So Kuan Yin brings in that compassion for the self as well as others. We have the Empress of the Pearl coming out, card 10. Hold that up there. See here. Hold that up again. You have an inner gift of great value, born of, isn't this is perfect considering we were just talking about this energy of the struggles that we chose and how they built us, right? You have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided we are willing to search for a way to heal through it. Seeing challenges as ways to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light, rather than getting caught up in the suffering. Natural pearls are rare, lustrous, feminine gems, created within a living organism, the pearl oyster. They have a unique creation process. Natural pearls are created when a foreign entity, such as a grain of sand or parasite, finds its way into the pearl oyster. The oyster reacts and creates layers of pearlescent substance, creating a warmly glowing treasure within. Just like the beautiful and rare natural pearl, you have a unique spiritual beauty to offer the world. Your pearl is your precious gift, something unique that is being born through your experiences and consciousness that cannot be created or copied by another, because it is of your own unique soul light. Any struggles you have experienced are a karmic gift to help you grow this inner exquisite offering to support the spiritual evolution of humanity. And this is all Chiron energy right here, right? Once you recognize this, you can dispense with your struggles more swiftly, using them to help you grow and not adding unnecessary energy or focus to the problem, which might make it grow instead. Remember, focus on the solution, not the problem, right? If you have found yourself attracting negative energies from those around you, or perhaps feeling drained or sometimes even possessed by negative thoughts or experiences, you don't have to feel afraid. You can heal with Kuan Yin now, allowing that which is stirred up within you to begin forming the beautiful gift you have to share. Just as the pearl starts from irritation and reaction, so are the circumstances in your life which feel uncomfortable serving you to help you grow your gift. It is time to realize that your soul is growing its luster and beauty to share with the world. Once you realize this, your struggles become less and your soul light becomes even more luminous. Beautiful. I love it. And so for some people, it's like the clarity coming through during Virgo season is about what that pearl is. What is that gift that I'm here to share with the world? And it's really beginning to see and understand our struggles in a different light. Beginning to put the pieces together and understand how to use them for the highest good. Sacred Rebels, that is a deck that's one of our favorites on here. Tess, hello, welcome. And that is clear. I really just love that we are all sacred rebels on here. We're a whole tribe of sacred rebels, right? And then we have the radiant moon of compassion that wanted to come out. So this is just that reminder as we're closing. to have that compassion for ourselves, for others. Clear. Knowing and understanding that everyone else chose their struggles as well. But that doesn't mean that they're easy, right? That there is, that everyone is experiencing is fighting their own battles silently, wrestling with their own demons, and to have love and compassion for each of them, and to have love and compassion for ourselves equally. All right. A lot of times it's like we hold compassion for others, but for some reason we don't feel like we deserve that same thing. And we do, each and every single one of us. All right. And yes, I would, if I had more time, I would pull a Sacred Rebels card as well. Unfortunately, I do have to get going. But yeah, that is a deck that we work with quite a bit on here. Let's just see what it would have said. We're just going to see what it would have said. We're not going to read it because we don't have time, but we will. Clear. See what it says, because now I'm curious. You are enough. Exactly, Stanley. You are more than enough. All right. We have collaborative dreaming coming out with Shock of the New. So this is some closing guidance as well. Spirit saying we are meant to work together to collaborate, to create new ideas, new paradigms, new futures, new advancements. So this is a lot of people feeling inspired to co-create, whether in their own lives with spirit or with others, to pursue collective dreams. And this is also, Shock of the New with the collaborative dreaming. This is saying we are getting ready to reach a tipping point with our collective energy and vibration, where we've all been doing enough collective dreaming and collaborating on an energetic level of this new earth, where we are reaching that tipping point of energy finally. So that is powerful. And we saw a sneak preview of that with the Schumann resonance, right? When we had that blip, that new earth energy coming through, we were all holding that collective frequency. So that tipping point is getting nearer and nearer. So continue to visualize, continue to be in your hearts, continue to to work on cultivating your vibration, your bliss, your joy, and know that we are making progress. That time is coming closer and closer. And so think about the communities that you have, the ways that you have to connect with people, and how you can come together, bring your energies together in order to continue to facilitate this, these new energies, these new advancements. All right. Thank you, you guys. You are beautiful. Oh, that's awesome, Tess. It's in your bedroom closet. What does your bedroom closet symbolize to you? That's what I'm curious about. Trust yourself. Another beautiful reminder there. Whatever you've been intuitively feeling or thinking, you are right. Clear. So stop questioning it. Ooh, very nice. Very nice, OG. Yep. Yep. I just had my nodal return. I know. I think the nodes have probably moved a little bit past now. I'm on the wrong day. I don't know what day it is anymore. I can never keep track. Oh, yeah, I do, because it's the new moon. We're at the 16th. Yeah. We've moved. The nodes have moved on a little bit now. They're at 26 degrees. Yes, Pete has some beautiful wisdom to share. And he's really great at breaking down ideas and concepts in ways that are applicable. So really love and appreciate Pete for that. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I love you. I honor you. I respect you. I am so glad that you are here. We will connect again soon. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've said everything that needs to be said for this live stream. You guys know all the hoopla at the end. You know, if you want to reach out to me, one-on-one work, description box, websites, all that stuff. You guys know it's all there. You guys know there are links to donate if you feel so moved to do so. If you know someone who would enjoy this live stream, go ahead and share it with them. Thank you to everybody watching this on the replay as well. Hopefully the chat loads. It doesn't always. I always click the box to save the chat, but it doesn't always do so. So I figure it does when it's meant to. Oh, I love that. I love the alignment, Shayra. That's beautiful. It is a beautiful confirmation in that way when the energies were tapping into a line like that. I love dreams. Dreams are so great. They're just so fascinating, right? I don't remember. I'm now at the point where I wake up and I realize that I was dreaming, but they fade so quickly. So I'm not sure what I was dreaming about last night, but I definitely was. I definitely have been a lot. I never used to dream, but this past year or so, I've started dreaming a lot. I mean, maybe I did, but I didn't remember it. Oh, Blue Lotus tea. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with Blue Lotus. Oh, that's awesome. Like the Harry Potter newspapers. Oh, that's great. Yes, beautiful words by Venom there. Thank you, beautiful. Love you. Love all of you so much. And I will talk to you again very soon.